Galnet News, your galaxy in focus. 4th of May, 3301. In today's news, Quivira seized by the Empire. Ranger M drops as Odyssey Expedition spokesman. Silver United Solutions aims to secure the old worlds. East India Company CEO joins forces with the Code. Scientists baffled by mysterious artifacts. Prism Senator planning new voyage. And a Leesti photography competition draws in criminals. Our top story today. The conflict in Quivira has turned decidedly towards the Empire forces today, as Senator Petraeus had hoped, with forces loyal to the Empire now in control of both Girdle Dock and Stapleton Dock. Galnet understands that despite a huge number of independent pilots siding with the independent nationalist of Quivira, 2,900, compared with 1,800 for the Petraeus-backed Quivira Electronics plc, the actions of Emperor's Grace might have been the decisive factor in this conflict. The organisation claims to have been responsible for the final blow that sealed an Empire victory. There are certain feelings in the Empire that Quivira should be independent, such as those of the Imperial Blood Serpents, who were seen fighting against Petraeus' campaign. Commander Uvelius Sang of the Blood Serpents stated that Petraeus has been characterized as an overdressed populist and an untrustworthy, power-hungry strategist who uses the tools of the Federation politics, undermining the traditional pillars upon which the Empire is built. Media attention in Quivira dates back to the 13th of April this year, when Senator Petraeus called for an increase in rates on debt repayment in both Quivira and Quisien. Both systems refused this rate increase, and the Senator's forces were deployed in Quivira in the past few days to take it by force. Although it seems many pilots are keen to support Quivira's independence, its key stations are now in the hands of Quivira Electronics and the Empire, and its refusal to accept this interest rate increase by Senator Petraeus looks like it might land the system in the same situation as Durius. More on the Ranger M story now. In an unsurprising move, startup exploration and colonization company Odyssey Expeditions has dropped their spokesman, known only as Ranger M. Still recovering in hospital in Seoul, Ranger M was recently embroiled in a public relations scandal after making a scene at a bar on Abraham Lincoln Station, then flying to a nearby combat zone while still under the influence and being shot down. CEO and founder Preston Tucker told Galnet News, "While we admire Ranger M's accomplishments, it's clear he is not an appropriate spokesman for our ongoing campaign. He will not be allowed to use the Ranger M name in public, as that identity is the sole property of Odyssey Expeditions. We still believe in the Ranger M brand and the ideals the character represents, and are currently looking for someone more appropriate to don the mask." It's unclear how much damage this incident will have on Odyssey Expedition's current campaign, but their stocks have taken a significant blow. Some news from the old worlds now, which for months have been terrorized by roaming gangs of psychopaths and thieves. Residents' pleas for help have been rejected by the Council of Admirals, who maintain that matters of internal security are the sole responsibility of member states. Many see this rise of lawlessness as an opportunity. Pilots on both sides of the law are now flocking to the sector in the hope of making their fame and fortune. Inspired by the recent changes brought about by independent members of the Pilots Federation, a network of local business leaders have banded together to improve conditions in the old worlds. They are sponsoring the formation of a new coalition, and though they have yet to officially announce the group's manifesto, support for the movement is already spreading. One member of the new coalition, Silver United Solutions, has announced that they are currently in the process of recruiting experienced security professionals to help protect the residents of Zayonce from various gangs operating in the sector. Potential recruits are asked to report to Ridley Scott in Zayonce for assessment. In a surprising move, the CEO of the Empire-based East India Company, who goes by the name of Commander Liquid Catnip, joined forces with the notorious pirate faction, the Code, in a move that seems motivated by public relations. Commander Catnip spent an 8-hour shift working with the Code operatives in Zayonce in an attempt to prevent trade operations in one of the systems they have labelled as the New Caribbean. In a statement, Commander Catnip described the Code as lovely and welcoming, and asked fellow pilots to avoid painting a whole group with a broad brush on the actions of a few individuals. Although the East India Company CEO did admit to lacking an agreement with the Code on some issues encountered during his guest shift, he was able to uncover a traitor in his own organisation and will be using this information to take action against the unnamed pilot. Commander Catnip also hinted at another East India Company charity event that will be happening soon, but apparently has no plans to join the code at this time. Some news from the Hebe Herald now, where a group of scientists are working tirelessly to come up with a cure to the parasitic infection of the people of Hebe, are requesting that any commander coming into possession of an unknown artifact should bring it to Hebe for further study. The lead scientist conducting the study, Commander Arcanon, has offered a 1 million credit reward, payable in the form of palladium, to the first commander who procures such a specimen and brings it to him or any of his team aboard Krylov Ring. It is speculated that these artifacts can be located in any system by scouring signal sources of any strength, as well as the cargo holds of the ships therein. Dr. Arcanon had this to say about this request. With the recent infestation of an alien parasite in the citizens of Hebe, we wish to do everything we can to help these people. We hope that any pilots carrying these artifacts will be persuaded to bring them to help our research continue for a substantial reward. We do not encourage or condone the assault or harassment of anyone who may be in possession of such an artifact. We will not, however, question the methods used to procure such a rare find. We simply wish to use this as a way to help the people of Hebe in their time of need. Thanks to the efforts of dozens of commanders taking part in a hunt across hundreds of systems, Dr. Arcanon and his team are delighted to announce that they have finally managed to retrieve an unknown artifact. The artifact was recovered from a federal naval convoy following a broadcast from the group that their ship systems were failing. Commander Red Wizard is said to have demonstrated outstanding initiative, bravery, and skill in recovering the artifact. Sadly, none of the convoy survived to accompany Commander Wizard back to civilization. A team of scientists is currently analyzing the mysterious object in an undisclosed laboratory somewhere near Timakani. It is hoped that the artifact will provide a clue as to how to cure the people of Hebe. Scientists working on the mysterious item have yet to ascertain the origins of the artifact, but Galnet managed to obtain this extract of audio. And finally, Commander Arcanon wishes to extend a warning to all commanders. The artifacts emit a strange form of radiation that will severely damage the systems of any ship carrying the object. As such, all potential artifact hunters are advised to travel as part of a wing in case of module failure. And now over to Rosso Asterisco from the Avalon shipyards with a story on Senator Kahina Tayani Loren.
Leaked images from the Avalon shipyards appear to indicate that Senator Kahina Tayani Loren's Imperial Courier, the Seven Veils, is undergoing a significant refit just weeks after her recent visit to the Sol system. Security at the Avalon shipyards, which are owned and managed by Persephone Station, is extremely tight. The images themselves are grainy and ill-defined, but some seem to show that the drives, shields, and possibly the frameshift drive components have been significantly upgraded. Sources with the Empire note that Senator Loren has been at several significant social events within the Imperial space recently. Despite this, she has refrained from speaking to any member of the press since returning from Sol. Speculation is rife as to her involvement with the ongoing struggle for power within the Senate. Loren has yet to declare her support for any of the leading contenders, a fact which some political pundits believe is a strong indication that she may be considering her own play for power. This is Rosso Asterisco, Galnet News.
A photography competition designed to celebrate an ancient Earth movie franchise threatened to turn ugly at George Lucas Station in Leesti today. May the 4th, or Star Wars Day, has been a tradition for over 1,000 years, and owners of the station, named after the movie's creator, are offering prizes for those pilots who capture the best photographs of themselves outside the Coriolis port. Pirates were quick to pick up on this opportunity and began to arrive in numbers, using ramming tactics to cause issues for pilots caught outside the station. The recently proposed galactic law governing deliberate ramming has not yet come into effect, and some pilots were unfortunate enough to suffer property damage or destroyed ships as a result. famous pirate organisation The Code were quick to step in, offering free beer to any pilots at George Lucas, effectively overseeing the throngs of pilots who arrived to either take photographs or simply for the copious amounts of alcohol. The competition runs until the 5th of May, and pilots are warned to expect trouble in Leesti, where a civil war currently rages as the Alliance is in the depths of their struggle to bring it back from the rule of Reinhardt Intellicis. That's the Galnet news for today. Tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.